All right, today we're jumping into something really fascinating, a fear that can make the world, especially our modern world, feel incredibly intimidating. We're going to break down what's called megalophobia, the fear of really, really large objects. Okay, let me ask you something. Have you ever been standing at the bottom of a skyscraper, looking all the way up, or maybe next to one of those enormous cruise ships, and instead of just thinking, wow, that's big, you get this weird feeling in your stomach? A genuine sense of dread? If you're nodding along right now, then you felt a little piece of what we're talking about today. So let's get right into it. What exactly is this fear of giants? Time for a proper definition. Okay, so the official definition is an intense and irrational fear of large objects. But let's unpack that. This isn't just about being impressed by something's size. No, no. The key word here is phobia. That means the fear is intense, it's persistent, and honestly, it feels totally out of proportion to any real danger. It's that irrational, overwhelming feeling that takes over. And you might be surprised by what can set this off. We're talking about the obvious stuff, right? Like tall buildings, massive statues, even huge vehicles like ships and planes. But it's not just man-made things. A gigantic mountain can trigger the exact same response. The common thread in all of this? It's anything that makes you feel, well, completely dwarfed, totally and utterly insignificant. Which, of course, leads to the big question. Why? Why does this happen? I mean, where does a fear like this even come from in the first place? Well, the roots can be kind of complicated. For some people, it could be tied to a specific scary memory, like maybe they got lost in a massive building when they were a kid. For others, it's all tangled up with other anxieties, like a fear of heights, or it can even be part of a bigger, more general anxiety disorder. But really, when you boil it all down, here's the heart of it. It's the fear of feeling small and powerless. The fear isn't really about the building or the ship itself, it's about the feeling that object creates inside you. It's almost like it taps into this really primal part of our brain that recognizes, wow, I am fragile, and that thing is immense. It's that deep, gut punch feeling of being small, powerless, and just overwhelmed. So, what does this actually feel like for someone day to day? Let's talk about the symptoms and the real world impact. When someone with megalophobia comes face to face with a trigger, the reaction can be super physical. We're not just talking about being a little nervous, this is a huge rush of anxiety that can spiral into a full-on panic attack. You might feel dizzy, uneasy, just completely overwhelmed by this wave of sensation. Yeah, that feeling of being dizzy, uneasy, or overwhelmed, that really nails the internal experience. It's so much more than just saying, oh, I don't like that. It's this deep, disorienting reaction. It can literally feel like the ground is shifting right under your feet. And this is where it gets serious. This is why it really matters. This isn't just some quirky personality trait. It has real-life consequences. People might start avoiding entire cities with tall buildings, or say no to amazing travel opportunities. They might even skip out on seeing friends if it's at a huge concert venue or stadium. Their world, quite literally, starts to shrink as they try to stay away from these triggers. But here's the really important part. Nobody has to be stuck living in that shrinking world. The good news is, there are totally effective ways to manage this. So let's talk about the path forward. Okay, so there are a few key approaches. Therapy is a huge one, especially something called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. That's all about helping you rewire your thought patterns around these objects. Often, that's paired with gradual exposure therapy, which is exactly what it sounds like. A therapist helps you safely and very slowly face the fear in small, manageable steps. On top of that, learning relaxation and grounding techniques can be a lifesaver for managing anxiety right in the moment. And in some severe cases, medication can also be an option to help out. And I think this is a really crucial point. The goal isn't to just snap your fingers and make the fear vanish forever. I mean, that can feel impossible, right? The real goal is to learn how to manage it. It's about getting the right tools in your toolbox so that you're in control, not the anxiety. So what does life look like on the other side of this? Honestly, the outlook is really, really hopeful. It's all about learning to live beyond the shadows that these huge things can cast on your life. And that's really the main takeaway here. With the right support, with the right strategies, it is absolutely possible to feel more comfortable and confident. People can learn to stand at the bottom of a skyscraper or look out at a massive mountain range and feel that sense of awe without the terror. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Megalophobia is just one specific example of how our own internal worlds can totally change how we see the external world. It leaves me wondering, what other hidden fears, big or small, are out there quietly shaping the way we all see and navigate our lives every single day? Definitely something to chew on.